So here we are 18 days later from the first video I showed you, and you can see the growth that's developing on the tubers, or in the pot tubers. You can also see that I've filled in the other half, and I'll take you through what I have there. But we see some have really strong growth. This is Deb's Kiwi and Blighton Red Ace. These cuttings are actually a little bit longer than I would want them to be before I take them, but I've been away, so they've kind of sprouted unexpectedly. We've got other ones that are not quite as quick, but are still starting. Twilight Boy, Cream Moonlight, Fairway Spur, Bryn Terfel up here, and here in the corner, that's Westerton Gatehouse. Hasn't started for me yet. It's been put on heat, the same, and I'll tell you about heat. I didn't actually use a heating pad, but I'll tell you what happens. But this one has been put on heat at the same time, and it's not sprouted. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it out, going to check to make sure nothing's rotting, and then when I put it back in, I'm going to cover it up a little bit more and see if that induces some shoots to come. And then we've got Hamari Rose, Rycroft Jill, all sprouting nicely. This is Westerton Pearl, and then we have Westerton Sunset up there in the corner. This one is Westerton JWH. No sprouting yet. Now this one is a very late bloomer for me. Not a very late, but later. This one, along with Aggie White, Louis White, I'm probably assuming Bryn Terfel, and Avoca Amanda are my later blooming dahlias. So those I definitely like to start earlier to make sure I get the blooms, you know, in time to enjoy them or in time for shows. And then the other thing I wanted to show you is here I've put in the three mother tubers of K.A.'s Cloud. Now I had three plants. I took the two, I think I ended up getting 12 tubers from them, so it's not really that prolific. I was just curious to see if I put the mother tubers in, if I could get anything from them, and they were solid. There was definitely no rotting or anything involved, and you can see that actually one has sprouted. So I mean, I'm going to get something from the mother tubers. The other two, I don't see anything, but I'll probably take them out and take a look at them, see what's happening. So what I do when I take the cuttings is I use these 72 module trays. Now these are mums, not dahlias, but I'll put them in these kind of modules for rooting because I do quite a few. So I'll have several trays of cuttings like this. And if I can show you up here, the best way to get them to root quickly is to have a dome that just stays over the top of it. It keeps the humidity levels much higher than one of these domes. Now these domes, obviously you can use if the plants are taller, but you can see the difference in the air space. These will root much faster than these will. I also don't use a heating mat in this area because I have a plant stand here, as you can see. And what I do is anything that's rooting, I'll put up on this top shelf because underneath are the lights, which actually keep the shelf nice and warm. So if I go to touch this, I can definitely feel the warmth from the shelf. It's nice and toasty. And that's where I'll put anything on that I want to root or that I want to start shooting. And it just saves me from having to set up the heat mat and monitor temperatures and things like that. When you're putting it in these modules, make sure you are constantly checking water levels. Now what might happen when they're on the heat is the tops look like the soil is damp, but the bottom of the tray, the soil might be completely dry. So just monitor that and make sure you keep them moist while they're rooting. And that's it.